What up, gang? What up, gang? Y'all see me back. We covering today, man. We got the case of Seath Jackson when teen thrillers realized they've been caught. Hey, if y'all new over here, man, I go by the name Drehawk.
And I go by Cash.
And welcome. We do a lot of true crime. We do a lot of everything over here, man. Make sure you tap in, subscribe, hit that bell. Let's get into this.
Let's get into it.
Let's go. Get your snacks too, yo.
Mike's at the back picking teeth from his skull and playing with his tongue. He's all sick and everything.
You start off like this.
I want my mommy. He kept on punching him and shooting him, and I had to grab him like this to pull him back, and I told him to stop.
You know how many people are gonna hate us for this?
I hate my life.
This is my life now.
Too late. Whatever y'all did.
15-year-old Seath Jackson was a typical teen boy living in Summerfield, Florida with his parents Scott and Sonia Jackson and his two older brothers. He loved animals and had aspirations to join the Ultimate Fighting Championships. His parents had agreed to enroll him in training courses when he turned 18. Little did he know that when he began a relationship with 15-year-old Amber Wright, it would lead down a dark and twisted path that would ultimately end those aspirations, along with his life, in an unimaginably horrifying fashion. As is often the case, their relationship was happy, in the beginning at least. However, after a year, things turned sour between them. During these difficult times, Amber added fuel to the fire when she began a close relationship with 18-year-old Mike Bargo. Seth's best friend, Will Samalot, claimed that Seath was traumatized when the end of their relationship finally came, amid speculation that Amber was actually cheating on him with Mike. On Sunday, April 17, 2011, Seath and Will went to visit a mutual friend. That night, when they left to walk home, Will noticed that Seath was texting on his phone and seemed distracted. Shortly after 9 p.m., the two parted ways. That was the last time Will would ever see his friend. Seth's mother, Sonia Jackson, filed a missing persons report the next day when he didn't return home. When a news report concerning Seth's disappearance appeared on TV, Amber Wright's half-brother, Kyle Hooper, had an emotional breakdown, telling his mother that he had knowledge of what happened to the missing teen. The story that Kyle told his mother was appalling, and she contacted the authorities, indicating that a ramshackle house in Summerfield, Florida, held the key to Seth's mysterious disappearance.
Wow.
When investigators visited this location and rounded up the suspects in Seth's disappearance, they soon learned that the full truth was far more grisly than they ever could have conceived. According to Kyle's testimony, Justin Roach Soto, Amber Wright, homeowner Charlie Ely, Mike Bargo, and he himself were present on the scene the night Seath went missing. Investigators collected these individuals and brought them down to the station for interviews, with the exception of Mike Bargo, who they were unable to locate at the time. When dealing with multiple suspects, such as in this case, one common tactic that detectives will use is to separate them, allowing each one of them to tell their version of events independently. Once an inconsistency is found, detectives will present this inconsistency to all of the suspects in the hopes that all of them will tell the truth. This technique would prove critical as detectives began to unravel the complicated skein of threads in a complex tapestry of murder, unveiling one of the most twisted and chilling motives we've ever seen in a case. What follows is never-before-seen interrogation footage exclusively obtained by EWU.
You can sit right there, that's fine, thank you. That's kind of why we have the chairs to sit up.
Alright, so what's the issue?
This is 20-year-old Justin Soto. To his friends, he's known by the nickname Roach. He's the eldest of the suspects, and investigators believe that he may have intimate knowledge of what happened to Seath, as he is a current resident in the house.
What's the issue? You know what? I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
Yeah.
Okay? Listen, I want you to understand something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't know what you do or don't know. You're not in trouble with me.
Yeah.
Okay? But this is extremely important.
The detective tries to reassure Justin that he's not in trouble, but this might not be the entire truth. Police will often say things like this to gain rapport with suspects so that they'll be more forthcoming with the officers.
Are you from around here?
Like, I've lived here for a while, but I'm from Hawaii.
You're from Hawaii?
Yeah.
Where here have you lived? I mean, how long have you been living here?
Since I was about 12 years old.
You from here then now?
A few years.
Oh, so you've been here a while.
Yeah, I've been here a
Okay.
while.
Investigations usually begin with discussions of general information like this, so the detective can get to know the suspect and begin to make them feel comfortable with the interrogators.
Let's talk about your tattoos a little bit. Do you mind?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Okay. What's it say on the front?
This says head buster on it.
What is that? HSAO?
HEAD.
People generally like to talk about their tattoos and the meanings behind them, so it's an easy question to get the conversation flowing. If Justin feels at ease with the detective, he may be more willing to give her information regarding what happened to Seth. Justin shows the detective his tattoos and she jokes around with him, building an atmosphere of trust and camaraderie before getting around to the impending serious discussion. Suddenly, the detective notices something interesting.
Yeah, this is my last one. I have a mushroom right here.
Oh, that's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are all the scratches about?
I mean, I was walking through the woods and some vines got a hold of it, and like 3 or 4 vines wrapped around my leg, and I went to go walk in it.
Any others?
No, that's it.
That's it? Okay. You don't have anything on your back and your arms? Wow, that's different. Usually that's where they put them all. Are you got a cold or something?
Yeah, I've been sick for like almost 2 weeks now. Well, I'm not really sick anymore. I just got this crazy benign cough, and it aggravates me.
While Justin's explanation may be true, a sudden increase in coughing can also indicate an increased stress level. As the body goes into fight or flight mode, mucous membranes dry up, which can make the mouth and throat feel dry. For someone who already had a lingering cough, this dryness could cause further irritation and make the coughing increase.
I understand that you guys were, in a crowd. I'm older, so I'm gonna say kids,
Yeah.
hanging out together, okay? I hear that, tempers flew, okay? And things happen. What were you doing Sunday night?
Need a little water, my guy?
What's today, Tuesday?
Today is Tuesday.
Justin succumbs to a coughing fit here just as the interview begins in earnest.
Do you know why you're
Got
here?
water.
You don't know?
I really
Can
don't.
anybody explain? Tell me how you ended up here.
I woke up this morning to Charlie waking me up, and there was an officer right there, and I'm here now.
Each of those being interrogated lived with Charlie Ely in her home at the time of Seth's disappearance, except for Amber Wright, who visited regularly and frequently stayed overnight.
Okay, so you just got in a car and you didn't ask any questions like, what do you want? Why am I here? Nothing? You didn't ask anything?
Right.
Right.
Oh, come on.
Come
You
on,
just want
man.
that.
You fool.
I'm not worried about it. I didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, I was just coming over here to see what the hell's going on. Because I woke
Yeah,
up.
but you even said it yourself, okay? You're nervous about places like this, okay? So there's no way you're gonna sit there and tell me that you got into a police car,
You're right.
okay?
Come on.
And ask no questions as to why you're getting into a police car after being woken up,
Right.
okay?
The detective appeals to logic based on information she's already collected from Justin to point out that he may already be acting dishonest with her.
So let's,
They said an incident
Cut the
happened.
bulls.
okay? With who?
I guess freaking something about some kid that I don't even know who the hell he is, and
Yeah, you do. Who is he?
Yeah, you do.
his name's Seth or something like that.
Trying to act
And
like.
supposedly, I guess he got shot.
So you know stuff.
That's all I know.
But you know
Like the girls, I guess they went to go meet up with him or something, and
now he got him rambling.
Now he got him
Before he
rambling.
didn't know nothing. Why he get in the police
Exactly.
car? Nothing. Now he know what he got shot and all this and that.
Talk about, I think his name's Seth. You know.
Come on.
You know. Come on.
Now it's about to get good.
Charlie and the other one.
This is 18-year-old Charlie Ely. She's the owner of the house where Justin, Kyle Hooper, and Mike Bargo also live.
I don't like this room.
Nervous.
I'm about to go crazy.
Nervousness, right? Ain't nothing on your leg.
Charlie has been obsessively checking and examining her body since entering the interview room. This may be indicative of anxiety.
Yeah.
After nearly 20 minutes, a detective finally arrives to speak to Charlie.
Hello? How are you?
Good. About to
Good.
go crazy.
About to go crazy?
Yeah, I can't.
Okay. Well, we don't need that. I'm Detective Bill with the Sheriff's Office.
Charlie.
Charlie? What's your last name, Charlie?
Ely.
Ailey?
Ely. E-L-Y.
Okay. How you doing? How old are you?
18.
18 years of age. Okay. Do you know why you're here?
Yes, sir.
Why are you here?
Because, something happened with Seth.
Something happened with Seth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Understand that we had a deputy bring you down here because of what may have happened with Seth, okay? There's an investigation that we're going to investigate. Are you clear with that?
Charlie sighs heavily, which may be an example of her using an adapter to expel nervous energy.
Right.
Adapters are nonverbal ways that people comfort themselves when they're feeling stressed.
I'm going to sit back and pretty much just give you the floor. You've already explained to me why you think, why you're here. Okay?
I don't know why I'm here.
Explain to me why you're here.
Often, detectives will allow the suspect to simply tell the story in their own words. This allows them to observe and catch any lies and inconsistencies, pointing these details out to encourage the subject to tell the complete truth.
And be honest with me. Totally truthful. Hold your head up.
Okay, Sunday night. Sunday night, Amber and I walked up because her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, was Seth, and they wanted to take the place out, so we met him up.
This is Sunday night?
Yes, sir. At 58th Court, it was approximately 9:30.
So you met him on the corner?
Yeah,
Okay.
they talked.
What corner did you guys meet him on?
I think it's 58th Court. I want to say that's what it is.
And who all met there?
Me, Amber, and Seth.
Amber is, of course, 15-year-old Amber Wright, Seth's ex-girlfriend, the half-sister of Kyle Hooper, and suspected love interest of Mike Bargo. In another room not far away, she will soon begin a similar story.
I introduce myself before. My name's Rhonda, okay? And I'm gonna talk to you about this, okay? Okay, I just need you to tell me the story, and let's start with the other night. I understand that you and Charlie went to another neighborhood or went down the street. Tell me how this all comes about.
Unlike the other detectives, Detective Stroop goes straight into the story,
Straight to the point.
beginning with Amber's role in the events.
Well, me and him were already talking on the phone.
Me and him.
Seth.
Okay, you and Seth. Did Seth call you or did you call Seth?
Well, he had called me a couple days before that and I didn't answer.
Okay.
So I called him that night.
So you
And you
called.
and Seth, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? You two had a relationship. Was he, how was your relationship with him?
Not the best.
Tell me why you say not the best.
We'd always fight. He'd always hit me and cheat on me and all that.
So he was physically abusive to you?
Yes,
When Amber describes her relationship with Seth, she touches her hair, another adapter behavior. She may be feeling uncomfortable as she talks about this sensitive
I feel that
subject.
she lying about that.
Who all knew that?
Me, Charlie, my brother.
Okay, so Kyle knew about it. Was there a lot of people in the neighborhood just that ran around with you guys that knew this?
Yeah.
Because your mom, I understand, knew it.
Mhm.
Okay. So Seth had called you a few days before. You called him back, and what day was that?
I think it was Sunday night.
Sunday night?
It was the night that this all happened.
Okay, so you called Seth, and what did Seth say?
Well, it started off, I was like, hey, I know you called me the other day and I didn't answer, but you wanted to make up. So do you want to make up or like try and be friends or something because I'm sorry for everything? And he was like, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea for the both of us because we're both tired of fighting with each other. But we just wanted to stop the drama.
So were you guys going to get back together as a couple?
No, we were just going to try and be friends.
Okay.
Because we were friends before we were dating.
Okay.
We were really close.
Okay.
And he was like, well, you should walk down here. And I was like, well, if I walk down there, I'm not walking alone because it's too dark, so can my friend Charlie come? And he was like, sure, I guess.
Where was Seth at when he said walk down here?
The neighborhood at the end of my road, Bellevue Ridge Estates.
Okay, so Seth was at Bellevue Ridge. Whose house was he at down there?
He said something about Brittany.
It seems likely Brittany was the friend that Seth and Will were visiting the night of his disappearance. Will mentioned that Seth had been distracted, texting on his phone once they left. Police later recovered these messages. They read, "Hey, can you talk? You said you needed to talk. Well, I kinda need to talk to you about us working things out. What do you mean? Can you please call me, like now? Yeah, sure. Hey, my friend Charlie is coming with. I've been telling her everything between me and you, and she's coming because I need her to help through this. Is that okay? But don't tell anyone what's going on because I want to make sure we can work things out before anyone knows. Amber, if you have me jumped, I will never give you the time of day. So if I get jumped, say goodbye, all right? I swear you're not, Seth. I could never do that to you. I just want me and you back. Okay.
Lying already.
I'm walking up the hill now. I'm at the neighborhood road. Where are you? Sorry, I didn't want Will to hear me, but stay around the corner where me and you fought. Just wait right there, and I'll be there in a minute." This was Seth's very last text message. It's interesting that he was suspicious of Amber's motives here, as he
Right.
fears that she's planning to have him jumped. Perhaps he had a good reason to be wary.
So you guys went down there and talked?
We were talking for maybe like not even 30 minutes.
Okay.
And his mom, I guess, texted him, and I was like, "Who are you texting?" I thought we were talking. And he was like, "My mom told me either right now or never." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But I guess they started arguing, whatever, and then he looked at me. He's like,
Arguing with his mom through
Yes.
text?
and
Okay.
I guess he called her a bitch or whatever. I didn't want to get in it. And then he was like, "Look, I'm not in the mood to talk right now. I'm getting out of here for now. I'll see you around."
And he just stormed off. So when he stormed off, we went back to my house. And about an hour later, he came to my house.
Mike was off in his room like he always is.
Okay.
He never comes out.
So he had no idea you went to see Seth or that you came back from seeing Seth that you're aware of?
I didn't tell him.
Come
Okay.
on now.
And Kyle's in the living room. What's Kyle doing?
Kyle just sits there and watches TV like he always is.
Okay, so he's just watching TV in the living room, Mike's in the bed. Okay, and then what happens? Seth comes to the
Seth
house?
knocked on the door and Charlie answered it, and she was like, "Well, what do you want?" And he was like, "I just need to talk to Amber. Can I come in?"
I don't know what it is you're being careful about, okay, and it's okay to be careful, okay, but the truth is what it is, okay, and that's what I need from you.
That's pretty much what it is. I don't know the kid. I know he's a little white boy, and
Using the phrase pretty much is what is known as an exclusion qualifier. Other examples of exclusion qualifiers could be saying something like not really or for the most part. It allows the person to tell some of the truth while hiding the rest. It's important to note that just because you hear someone use one of these statements, it's not proof that they are lying, but an indication that they may be.
him and one of the girls used to date or whatever, and
Which girl?
You know.
the Amber girl.
Well, you just told me more than you told me a few minutes ago. How do you know
Right.
Amber?
Come
As a
on.
friend.
How did
That's
you
a
meet her?
friend.
Through her brother, Kyle, the other beautiful
Okay.
kid.
Okay. All right, so is Kyle the other one that lives with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then now I know you know more than you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah, just be real.
He just moved in too.
I know, but Kyle likes to talk, doesn't he?
The detectives have pinpointed Kyle as the potential weakest link. After all, he is the one who originally confessed information to his mother, which resulted in the four being here at the station. What is unclear at this point is exactly how much Kyle has told his mother and the investigators. We can't be sure what the detective already knows, but neither can Justin.
I haven't chilled with the kid in like,
You what?
I haven't chilled with or hung out with him in a little while until we moved in and started living there.
Well, now you're making me think things a little differently, okay?
The detective scoots her chair closer to Justin. This increased physical proximity creates additional pressure for him to tell the truth.
Now you're making me think that maybe you had some involvement in all of this. Did you?
No, ma'am.
Did you have any involvement in any of this?
No, ma'am.
No? Where'd you get the scratches from on your legs?
Vines walking through the woods.
Because those were very, very fresh scratches.
Sticking with that.
When did you get those?
Yesterday, I was walking through the woods yesterday.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
What woods were you walking through?
In my old neighborhood, where I was going to talk to the dude about the street
Just
job.
lying.
And what neighborhood is that?
Terrible.
Look,
Terrible.
look at his face.
It doesn't have a name. It's behind a church, a big church.
This is an unsatisfactory answer, and the beginning of a series of very vague answers from Justin.
I work in the woods too, you know, and I don't get scratched up like that.
No, they have like little, what are those called? Thorns or whatever on them.
Okay.
And they're up there on my leg.
Let me see your other leg. Yeah, you're pretty scratched up.
Yeah,
That's not from a walk through the woods.
That look like.
Sure it is.
No. Talk to me, Justin.
That's what happened. That's woods.
Stupid to wear shorts.
Oh, I believe it's woods.
Yeah.
I believe that. I have no doubt it could be that. But that's not from walking through the woods.
Yeah.
Okay? We were either running,
The running or something?
walking in the dark.
The detective returns to the night in question, and Justin continues his strategy of distancing himself from the others.
I don't know anything about what happened. Like, I just came home and I went to sleep.
While Justin maintains his ignorance of the situation, the girls continue their version of events.
Did Seth call you before he came down?
No, ma'am.
So he just showed up an hour later.
Yeah.
When you came back, did you talk to your brother or Michael about what Seth had said, or that you guys had had a conversation? Did they know?
No, they didn't know what we talked about.
Okay.
Kyle asked me where I was going, but I just told him I was like, I'm going to talk to Seth and try and figure things out.
Notably, there's no mention of Justin being present at the scene in Amber's version either.
I hear a knock at the door. It's Seth. So I let him in, not thinking anything was wrong with it.
Okay. Can you draw me a drawing of your house? I just want to try to get a picture of what happened.
The detective may be having Charlie draw the floor plan to make sure her story is crystal clear. However, a methodically laid out floor plan could allow the detective to point out certain details that seem implausible or odd as well.
She let him in. He sits in the chair. Me and her are sitting by each other on the couch. And out of nowhere, Kyle just gets up and hits him.
So were they arguing first before you hit him? You just...
No, Amber and Seth were talking, and Kyle comes out of nowhere and hits him, and me and Amber dart to my room.
And where was
And
he?
Kyle said, "Get the fuck out." And he went out that way, and we heard Mike's door hit something and came out, and we heard gunshots.
And by then, me and Charlie took off to her room. We shut the bathroom door, and we heard another door just fly open, and we just heard gunshot after gunshot after gunshot. And after maybe like 5 or 6 times of hearing it, it got quiet. And then I hear Kyle go, "What did you just do?"
The introduction of a gun into this scenario does not seem to bode well for Seth, yet it's still unclear exactly what happened to him, as the girls were not visual witnesses to the event itself. It's difficult to piece together Seth's fate, especially since there hasn't been a body recovered.
How do you think Michael knew Seth was out there?
He probably heard him talking.
Okay, so it's one of them things where it's not that far apart.
Yeah, the house is
The
very
house is
small.
He would know
It's
Seth's
small.
voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
If we said anything to anyone, he would kill us.
This is after the gunshots.
Yeah.
He came back into the house.
Yeah, with the gun. And he
his
was
hand?
waving it around.
What kind of gun was it?
It's a revolver.
Okay.
I mean, he's letting us touching shit, so our fingerprints are on it.
It's interesting that Charlie is choosing to volunteer information about Mike letting them touch the revolver at this point. It could very well be that she has a guilty conscience and is trying to preemptively dismiss certain pieces of evidence that indicate her guilt, such as her fingerprints being on a weapon.
The back door open and, I don't really know, I just heard a bunch of shit, he was
Moving
doing
stuff
something.
around?
Yeah.
Okay, you documented that. Now, did you hear any voices or anything that you told
All
me?
I heard was Mike's voice.
Okay, and what did you hear Mike saying?
This is what you did.
So when did you guys finally come out of the room?
The next morning,
Was anything different?
it just smelled like pure bleach in the house. That's it.
Do you know where the bleach came from?
No.
I had a bottle of bleach on the counter, but that's not there.
So you had bleach and it's gone now? Mm-hmm.
And Mike came into the room and he said, "I swear if you guys open your mouth about anything about last night, I'm gonna come after you guys." He said, "I gotta go. I'm going somewhere."
Okay, and he left?
Yeah. He said, "I'm going somewhere. I'll be back later." And me and Amber went up to my friend Chris's house for...
Did you look around your house or anything to see what
Like,
I had to be curious about something,
I
right?
was looking around, but I didn't see anything. I didn't see really anything. I mean, the only thing that I really noticed was in my bathroom, my shower doors, not my bathroom, but the guest bathroom, shower doors were down.
Where was Michael the next day when you got up?
He
Did you see him?
No, he just wouldn't come out of his room, and then me and Charlie left. And we were up at her friend's house until maybe 4. Dude, what time did you call me? When you made dinner?
About 3.
So Michael was in the house though when you woke up in the morning?
Yes,
No, he
please.
was-
Okay.
This is a minor discrepancy in what has been a very parallel story,
Yeah.
since Charlie claims Mike was out and about making more threats,
He was gone.
while Amber says he was asleep in his room until they left.
Right.
Terrible.
This
life.
guy, Justin Soto, was he there when this happened?
I didn't see him anywhere. Like, I don't think he was there. I think he was talking about going and talking to someone in another neighborhood about a job that he has to do, like, next week.
What have you heard about Seth? Tell me everything
He
you
used
heard
to-
about Seth.
Like he used to date Amber, and I guess I don't know. That's pretty much it. I guess he had some problems with some other kid, and
What kind of problems?
Once again, Justin uses 2 selective memory statements. I guess,
I
and I don't
guess.
know, followed by another exclusion qualifier. That's pretty much it. This doesn't mean he's guilty, but it could suggest that he's withholding information related to the case. It's possible that he's either protecting someone else or himself by holding back.
Trying to be real.
This is also only an indication of deception when it isn't part of someone's normal speech patterns. Some teenagers and young adults use phrases like pretty much all the time. This is another instance that highlights the importance of the officers having some low-stakes conversations with individuals before the interrogation begins, so that they can get a feel for their baseline speech patterns. That way, if their word usage changes in association with certain topics, the officer can be more certain that something is off about that specific topic.
like they were just like talking noise to each other, and
Who?
I don't even know.
Come
Like,
on, Roach.
You're right.
Who?
well, I think his name is Mike. Actually,
I knew you would remember. I had faith in you.
You
He had to grab that water.
right, because
He
he.
got nervous. That's another.
Got-
He had,
yep.
he had to grab
I,
that
I think
water.
his name is Mike, and he ain't grab the water.
He know a lot.
Did you first meet Mike?
Oh, I met him like 2 years ago.
He met Mike nearly 2 years ago, but just a few minutes ago was acting like he didn't even know his name.
Come on.
She makes one last-ditch effort to get him to open up to her.
I'm sure Mike's gonna talk for what's best for Mike. So Justin needs to tell me what's going on and think about what's best for Justin.
Be real.
I left yesterday. That's pretty much what happened.
Did you leave with Mike?
No.
Did you leave with anybody else? All right, well, listen, give me a few minutes and I'll be right back, okay? All right.
She leaves to acquire a smoke for him and likely to get an update on what the other investigators have learned from their suspects.
Sorry. I'm sorry, bud. Do you mind if I talk to her again? Okay, I'm gonna bring Kyle in here with you, okay?
This is 16-year-old Kyle Hooper, Amber Wright's half-brother. He's just finished a grueling one-on-one interview with a detective and is clearly distressed.
All of your kids are in from her.
Number 2?
Yep.
What do you mean?
What we told you was in the storm. I mean, it was like everything was planned.
Man.
With Roach, everybody?
Everybody.
Admitting that everything was planned is extremely important because it proves mens rea, premeditated criminal intent. So not only has Kyle essentially admitted to murder on videotape, he's also admitted to a specific degree of murder. First-degree murder.
We're gone.
They took my phone.
Everything's gone. James is on it too.
On what?
Kyle.
You on this?
Now Kyle has also unexpectedly implicated his stepfather, James Havens III, stating that he is
Stepfather?
in on it too. Kyle Hoover, much like his sister, has told detectives a bit of...
Tell you that face look kind of crazy.
Face looking like that, boy.
Whoa.
Damn.
Story while his mother was present. However, they likely realize at this point that he is the weakest link, as he was the one who originally confessed to his mother. He certainly doesn't seem to want to tell the full story in front of her, so the detective pulls him out into a room alone, where he sits wiping ink from his hands from his fingerprinting.
I'm glad he is
Little does he know, a confrontation is about to begin.
So, sorry about that. I want to be perfectly honest with you, okay? This is how I work. I'm giving you an opportunity right now to lie to me. Okay? If you take that opportunity, okay, you're a fool.
No, I'm not lying to you at all.
Everything that comes out of your little mouth right now better be 110% the truth, okay? All right, now let's start back at the beginning of this. And this is your one and only last chance to correct any discrepancies you may have of the story that you told me. Okay?
Let's hear it.
Want to start fresh?
No.
Let's go, Kyle.
She breaking it down.
Break it
I'm
down.
scared. Kyle,
It's over.
I'm sure you are. Okay? I'm never gonna do it. I don't want to guilt. I don't want to go through none of this. I didn't mean for none of this to happen.
You didn't
said it was
mean
planned,
Kyle?
You didn't
Right
mean
now is the time to man up. Right now is where the rubber meets the road. Okay? I can do nothing for you. I can do nothing. I can't talk to you if you're not going to tell me the truth.
She may be trying to empathize with him to make him feel like she cares, but she makes no hints or promises that he won't be locked up or that she will help him. Meanwhile, Kyle is hiding his face with his hand, which may indicate that he feels shame and wants to hide himself from the detective's gaze.
So let's start at the beginning, okay? Just you and I here, just start at the beginning. Tell me what really happened.
Kyle begins his story with important insight into his state of mind that night. He and his biological dad did not get along, which may have been a major factor in Kyle's sudden decision to move in with Charlie. To that end, he sold his laptop to raise quick cash for rent, and that instigated an argument with his mother. Feeling like he was losing his family, he went to his stepfather, James Havens, for mental support, who later dropped him off at Charlie's house. His anger and frustration may have been contributing factors to his fateful decisions later that night. With the stage set, Kyle begins his shocking tale.
He drops me off. Alright, well, we got this kid that comes over. His name is Brandon. He plays the guitar.
Brandon?
Yeah, his name is Brandon. He plays the guitar. He's got long hair. He's in a band and stuff like that.
That comes over to Charlie's house?
Yeah, he plays guitar. And well, he was out there playing the guitar and stuff like that on the front yard and everything. And then Mike, he was like getting all into it. He went in the house. I guess he was smoking some pills or whatever. He was.
What kind of pills?
I'm not sure. They were white pills.
Where'd he get them?
There's no telling where he gets any of this stuff. I don't know. He don't tell me nothing about stuff like that, honestly.
Okay.
The detective is interested in these pills, but all Kyle can contribute is that they were white. Yet Mike's alleged drug use that night may have contributed to him making the decision to kill Seth and follow through with that choice. Although it's unknown what specific drug he may have taken, many illegal substances have been linked to increased levels of violence.
So he's snorting some pills and so on.
And he, he's getting all hired, wired up, hyped up and everything. And somebody brought up the name Seth, and he's like, man, I want to go and kill this big night. He's like, I just want to. And he's like, you guys down? And I told him no. I told him I don't.
We said you guys down. Who's he talking to?
Like,
You
me, Amber, Charlie, Roach. Okay.
Who's Roach now?
The guy Justin Soto.
Oh, okay. So Soto was there. Okay.
He was.
Kyle hesitates, but then officially places Justin at the scene on this night, disputing his claims that he did not hang out with them and had no knowledge of anything that took place. Justin is going to have some explaining to do.
I know you were there. I know about what you did.
No fake sleep, no.
Exactly.
I know that you participated. And I want to know exactly what you did so that I don't blame you for something you didn't do. Because everybody else is. All right?
Blaming me?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead
The
and tell
detective
him.
has clearly learned details from the other interrogations. However, Justin doesn't know how much she knows, and she's implying they're laying the blame for events squarely at his feet. It appears that the detectives may be using the prisoner's dilemma as one of their tactics to get everyone to talk. This psychological dilemma involves separating people and then giving them a scenario in which each person must decide, without being able to communicate, if they're going to cooperate with each other and stay silent, or if they're going to turn on the other and deflect blame off of themselves. All the while, the detectives tell each person that the other has already spilled all of their secrets and blamed them.
Be like, bump that.
Here, each of the suspects face this same decision dilemma. If they all stay quiet, there may not be enough evidence to convict them, or they could receive a lesser charge. But with the choice to cooperate with each other comes a great risk. If only one person stays silent while the rest talk, they risk getting blamed for everything. But if they all talk, then they all could face punishment. The detectives will put the pressure on even more by suggesting to each person that the others are pointing the finger at them. Is this just an excellent way for interrogators to get to the truth? Or is it unethical to pit suspects against each other, as it could incentivize false confessions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Wow, I know what happened to Seth. Okay? So, the floor is yours.
Come on, man, sit up. Man,
Question is Roach gonna look out for Roach? Or is Roach gonna not look out for him and let him take the fall for everybody else?
Well, since you put it that way,
here you go.
this is what happens since they were.
As easy as that, Justin joins Kyle in revealing the truth of that horrible night. Meanwhile, Kyle's grim story is far from over. Mike has just taken the pills and is amped up and ready for violence.
Was he talking about killing, was he talking about killing Seth?
Pretty much, because he was like, man, because he's like, all you gotta do is find him and get him way down here and everything like that. And he didn't want Amber to call him off the phone or text him. He didn't want nothing, have her or Charlie to have nothing to do with it.
What could Seth possibly have done to stir up such animosity with Mike? This couldn't have been a random event. There had to be a motive. Perhaps Amber has already given investigators a clue.
Why does Michael not like Seth?
Because he likes Amber. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So have you ever dated Michael?
We've never dated, but we've always had a thing for each other, but never dated.
Mess around.
Despite what Amber says here, Seth certainly feels like she and Mike were in a relationship. The two former lovebirds engaged in a social media war after the breakup, which demonstrated how volatile things had become between them. In February of 2011, before the breakup, their Facebook posts were what one might expect from teens in love. But then on March 23rd, Amber announces that she is done, followed approximately a week later by a similar post from Seth, indicating that he is now single. Seth and Amber continue to express their frustrations, which leads to an online war, with friends on both sides providing support and sometimes a voice of reason when they take things too far. On April 3rd, Seth seems to want to extend the olive branch, but Mike gets involved and Amber makes it clear she wants nothing to do with Seth. According to some sources, it was around this time that Seth challenged Mike, and the two got into a fight. Despite being younger by 3 years, Seth apparently won the fight, deepening the rivalry between them. Battle lines are drawn. Amidst this online chaos, it's no wonder that Seth was suspicious about being jumped when Amber suddenly wanted to make nice with him and get back together.
Well, Amber decided and she agreed to it.
Your brother told me everything. So you can sit there and you can continue to lie on me, walk out and treat you like a piece of garbage. Or you can sit here and treat me with the respect that I treated you with.
I like her.
Okay?
Yeah, I
And
like
you
her.
can tell me the truth.
Yes.
What's your choice gonna be?
True.
Okay, speak up so I can hear you too, okay?
Alright.
So let's start at the beginning again, and you tell me this story. And the first time that I think you're lying, I'm getting up and walking out of here, and I don't care what happens to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The detective is far more aggressive now.
Yeah.
Amber begins with Brandon playing music and designates the same players on the scene, including Justin and her stepfather.
James and Brandon both left after like Brandon was playing guitar and everything. They both left, and Mike was like talking to Charlie and Kyle and me, and he was like, "You should call Seth." And I was like, "For what?" He was like, "Act like you're gonna make up with him." And I was like, "For what, Mike?" He's like, "Because I'm gonna kill him." And I was like, "Why are you doing that?" He's like, "Because I'm tired of him."
This is a key moment, as Amber has now revealed her knowledge of Mike's intentions. This admission means that she knew something may happen to Seth if she called him to ask him to meet her.
Exactly.
She's now gone from an innocent bystander to an instrumental part of Mike's plan.
So I went into the front with Charlie, and I called them, and I told them I wanted to make up.
With additional confirmation that the girls are not as innocent as they claimed,
Right.
there is still another confrontation that needs to take place to get the full story.
I need you to be totally honest and truthful with me, okay? Because we have talked to other people. We've talked to Kyle, okay? And Kyle has told us his new version of the story, okay? From at this point, he's been totally cooperative, okay? I know there's some things that transpired prior to. I know there were some conversations prior to about something happening.
The detective is being intentionally vague when he hints that Kyle has given them information. He wants to increase Charlie's discomfort so she will be more likely to talk.
I wasn't involved in that. I don't know what he's talking about. I mean, it might have been between him and Mike, but I don't know.
Cal has already, and I'll be honest with you, has implemented you in being involved in knowing or having knowledge to this thing transpiring prior to it happening.
But I didn't.
This what doesn't make sense to me. You're telling me that you guys are in this house. You drew out a diagram for me of your house where everybody was sitting at. The C is for
Me,
the A is for,
Amber,
the K is for,
Kyle,
the S is for,
Seth,
and then Mike was in his room allegedly, correct? Okay. Who else was at this house that you did not put in there?
Roach, isn't it?
Roach, I think.
Roach was there, but he wasn't there when that happened.
Yes, he was.
I
Damn,
didn't
you
see
should look
him.
out for Roach.
It
So now
seems
you
likely
didn't see
that
it.
Kyle, Amber, and Charlie had previously coordinated with Justin to leave him out of the events completely. The detective shifts focus to Seth's arrival.
And you said that he just unannounced himself and just came to the house. Is that correct?
Yeah.
No one told him to come to the house.
No.
How did he come to that house? Because I'm telling you right now, there's a different story in that other room.
I
Exactly.
mean, he walked. I mean,
I understand he probably walked with his left foot and his right foot,
He
one in
know what's
front of the
going
other.
on.
And he physically came to the house. This is
tell
where you
the
need to be
truth.
truthful with me.
Caller, I mean, he's already
Be truthful
talking.
with me. Because right now you're beating at the bush. Okay? And you're not being truthful.
Other lady been walk out on him.
Can we both agree on that?
This at least is progress in the right direction. Let's check in with Kyle.
Kyle spilling the beans. Kyle,
Take deep breaths, you're doing really
Okay,
well.
ticket.
she got Kyle. Boy.
It's about time.
She got him.
It's okay.
Once he pulls himself together, he provides some insight into his feelings for Seth.
I really hated Seth. And there was time, because my ex-girlfriend, I found him in the bed with my ex-girlfriend, and I really didn't like that, and I loved her. But I really didn't want to go out and kill the kid. It wasn't my intention.
Wasn't your
And he come, alright. Well, Mike was talking about it, he's like, listen, he's like, I'll do it.
Mike been looking for this
And
any
believe it or
reason.
not, Amber wanted it done. Amber don't want nothing to do with him. Amber wanted him dead and gone. He deserved it.
Kyle is deflecting responsibility off himself by justifying what they did, by blaming the victim
Right.
and stating that he deserved
He
it.
deserved it.
I wanted him dead, but I didn't want to do it. And I didn't want nothing to
But you
do.
just say you didn't want to kill him or whatever like that. You didn't want nothing to happen to him after you found out
Right.
he was laying in the bed with your ex. Now you wanted him
Then you
gone.
say he deserved it.
Wow.
It's deflecting, that's all.
Part of it, I didn't want nothing. But
And Mike said he would do
But
it.
Mike said he would do it.
So you
and
talked to
he
Mike
kept
about
on
it?
saying, man, I'll take the blame for it. I'll take the blame for everything. I'll do it. I'll do everything. I'll take the blame. If the cops ask you if anything, I'll take the blame. I have nothing to lose.
Kyle has admitted to quite a bit so far. He seems to mistakenly believe that Mike could take all the blame for killing Seth if he's the only one who pulls the trigger.
It's whatever. And Amber agreed to it. Everybody was agreeing to it.
So did Soto agree?
Everybody.
Soto, Roach,
Everybody agreed. Everybody agreed.
Soto agree?
Huh?
Soto, Roach,
Everybody agreed.
He
Like I
agreed?
said, everybody agreed.
Amber agreed,
Mm-hmm. And
Charlie agreed,
Mm-hmm.
Mike said he would do it, and you agreed. So there's 5 people.
So what did Charlie have to do with it? And she was just like the friend?
Yeah.
Like, why did she participate in that? Like, what was Charlie's reason in participating in that?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The detective makes it perfectly clear that Kyle is stating that
Right.
each of them were involved in premeditation for murder.
And Mike's like,
Want
man, I
something
can't
to
do
do?
this. It's got to be done now.
Crazy.
He's like, wait, we can't. He's not. He's sitting in the love seat. He's like, it's got to be done now.
Mike been on the pills,
opened the
boy.
door. I come out. I hit him over the stick, the head.
Where was Seth when you hit him?
He was in the chair,
Okay.
and I hit him over the head with the stick, and it broke 3 times on him.
Ooh.
Kyle had previously admitted that both he and Justin Soto intended to hit Seth to make it easier for Mike to kill him. This is considering aiding in the murder and could make them just as culpable as
Hell
Mike.
yeah.
He's now admitted that he actually followed through on his part. In another room, Charlie's detective is about to use this event to perform a coup de grace.
At no time did you ever say, when Kyle hit Seth across the head with this stick, board, or whatever this object was, what the hell are you doing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What's going on?
If you didn't know what was going on. You see the picture I'm painting now? Obviously, you had to know what was going on, okay? Because any person in their right mind would have asked this question. If you and I are sitting in this room, and whoever's sitting over here, and I just start beating the hell out of him, aren't you going to wonder, what's going on? You never said that. You know why?
Because you was
in
on it.
Why?
So I knew something might happen.
Exactly.
There you go.
Charlie finally admits that she knew something might happen. Once the detective started being aggressive about her lies, it didn't take very long for her to break under the pressure.
I hit him, and he stood up. And when I broke it over his head 3 times, he stood up. And then Roach come in, and then he hit him with the stick, his stick, and then he was trying to go through the kitchen, and Mike shot him in the back twice with a gun.
Kyle hit Seth with the thing, and I flew against the counter, and I looked.
Roach hit him with a stick too?
Yeah, I didn't look at it. I was in the kitchen, and all I seen was Seth fly, and then Kyle and Roach flew, and Mike flew right behind him. And Charlie was like, come into the room.
When Kyle hit him over the head, that's when we ran into the room because we didn't know where Mike was. Like, we thought he was in his room, and obviously that's where he was, but, like, we didn't know where he was with the gun.
Okay. And then he was still trying to go out. He was still trying to go out the front door, and Mike just kept on shooting him. I kept on telling Mike, I was like, stop it, let him go.
Damn.
Mike, and he just kept on shooting him.
He already been on no pills.
He goes out the house.
Because he got out of the way and Mike pumped his ass.
And Roach grabs him like this and set up on the ground and has him choked. And I don't know what he did to his knee, but he kind of messed up his knee, and Roach rolled over.
Who messed up his name?
Roach,
Okay.
Soto, and he rolled over, and Mike come up and shot him in the head. And
That's kind of like
Damn.
some like overkill type.
Yeah.
Damn, you choked him after you already done hit him, pumped
Hit
him in the
him.
back, as he said.
Hit him over the head with the broom. I mean, what in
God
the
damn,
world?
and it's taking out a whole lot of anger, especially Kyle when he knock him with the thing and 3 times. You taking the anger out from something or ex-girlfriend. Him in the
Right.
bed with your ex.
So y'all just all sit there and plan that whole thing out.
And that explains why Roach legs
Got
messed up trying to
scratches
lie,
on
say he
it.
was through thorns or whatever he was talking about.
Right.
Yeah, now we getting somewhere.
Soto, and he rolled over, and Mike come up and shot him in the head, and that's when it was over.
Mike shoots him. How many times?
It's like 5 times maybe, I guess.
Right there on the spot?
Wow.
And oh my God, man.
Yeah, you're done. You're done.
And
Right now.
come back into, and then I was like, Mike's like, man, grab him, you gotta grab him, Kyle. We can't have nobody, we gotta grab him. And I was scared, I was freaking out, and I'm like, okay. And I grabbed him, and I pulled him up the stairs, and
Grabbed who?
Seth. I started pulling him up the stairs.
Was Seth still alive?
Partially, yeah.
Okay, so he was still breathing at that time.
He was partially still alive.
I
Suffering.
walked in the room with her. I was so shaken up. I'm staring at her. I'm crying. She's trying to hold me to stop crying. I'm about to puke from it all. And then they got him in the house and laid him on the floor.
And then they put him in the bath. And then
Who put him in the bathtub?
Roach come in and he put him in the bathtub.
I like
Did you help
That's why the
with
thing
Seth
was-
in the bathtub?
Yeah, I like grabbed a little piece of him and like just put him in.
You
my-
helped,
I just-
fool.
Exactly.
And then when he was in the bathtub, Mike kept on getting all psycho and pissed. He kept on punching him and shooting him. And I had to grab him like this to pull him back. And I told him to stop. I said, listen, you need to stop right now. And then I come in, and then Mike's wanting to break him. I come in, and Mike's trying to break his kneecaps to put
Is
him
he
in
dead
a
at this
hog tie.
point, or is he
Yeah, he's
still?
completely
He's
dead.
still going crazy?
Who broke his legs and knees?
I think Mike did it.
And that's where Mike had his kneecap, had his leg pulled out like this, with some in his hand, some hard, trying to break his kneecap.
How'd you get the scratch marks on your legs?
Um,
Fighting with Seth?
no, I didn't. It's some like still woods and stuff.
Finding firewood?
Huh?
Finding firewood
Yeah,
to burn up Seth?
I guess, yeah.
You guess?
You guess.
You caught, you know.
Mike was like, Roach, get him in the bathroom. And then Charlie was like, Amber, don't walk out there. Don't walk out there. We don't need to see it. That's when Mike walked in the room with his gun in his hand. And he was like, I love you both, but if you say anything, I'll kill you both.
When a person threatens to kill another person to get them to commit a crime, that creates a duress defense. However, this is not usually a defense to a homicide, as it's considered wrong to take another person's life, regardless of whether your own life has been threatened. Furthermore, since Amber was aware and participated in these events before there was ever a threat involved, her part in the murder is already done.
22.
22. 22 revolver. It's all black.
Where's it at right now?
It's under the house in the air duct.
That's where the gun's at right now.
That's where the gun
Where
is
are the
supposed to be
sticks
at right now.
that you guys
Everything got burned.
He then begins to explain how they disposed of Seth's body once his kneecaps were broken in the bathtub.
Oh,
And
That
then
was
he
sensitive.
outside him.
Yeah.
Then he put him in the bag.
in what bag?
Like I said, that sleeping bag.
Okay, so after the bathtub, they put him in some blue thing, even that you said,
Yeah,
like a
a
bag.
bag or something.
Okay,
He
what
was,
did
brought
they
up, he was brought up there.
do? Who brought him out?
Mike and Kyle.
It says Mike and Soto.
Come on,
Well,
Roach.
they brought him up there first, and I just like dragged him a little
Everything
bit.
he do, I
little
love
After a
it.
pause, Justin amends his
Drag him a
story
little
since the
bit.
detective already knows he was involved, but just a little bit. He'd already been collecting wood for the fire, and now they got it started in the backyard, preparing to dispose of the body in the bag.
We had these 2 tires. The tires, now the rubber was supposed to, I guess what Mike said was supposed to overdo the smell of the burnt body, something like that. So
Where'd you get the tires?
the tires were already in the front yard. They come off of some car or something. And then I come out there, and then Roach was telling me something about the shovel. Like, I guess he hit him over the head with a shovel or something. Because he was still, like, Mike's psycho. He's crazy. The guy's completely dead.
I
And he's
want
still
Mike to
hit.
get his.
If what Kyle is saying is true, Mike continuing to strike the body with a shovel could suggest that he's trying to relive the experience of killing Seth.
Yeah.
He may have felt a rush of adrenaline when he first attacked the victim, and he wants to feel that excitement again. The drugs Mike took may have also contributed to his frenzied behavior.
Mike been crazy probably
You and
too.
Mike stayed out
Probably
there
was, huh?
Just drugs.
and watched the body burn in the fire,
I
right?
stayed out there.
You stayed out there by yourself?
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate your being honest about that, okay?
About time.
So-
Come on, Roach.
So I guess it was your job to make sure the body burned?
Yeah. I just wanted it all to be over.
The next morning, when the fire's out, Mike prepares what remains of Seth's body for disposal.
We're just going around there. Mike's at the back picking teeth from his skull and playing with his tongue. He's all sick and everything.
Oh,
Mike
He's
to
putting them
get
into
his.
them containers.
yeah,
with
ain't been a pills. He
paint
just
and ashes
a
and
demon.
Who's helping him do that?
He was, at that point, he was just doing everything by himself at that point because everybody just said, "Okay, we're done."
Where is Seth right now? Where is all of his body parts?
It's
You might as well tell the truth now.
somewhere in Ocala.
Come on, man.
Where?
It's some rock quarry thing or whatever.
Take him,
This quarry was a place Mike had once gone swimming with an ex-girlfriend, and he knew it was a desolate place, perfect for disposing of the paint buckets that contained his victim.
It's out. You brush your teeth, right?
Yeah,
No toothpaste look like, right?
yeah,
You ever mashed it?
yeah.
You ever try to put it back in there?
It can't go back in.
Can't.
I want my mom, the mother-in-law.
Can't go back in,
Come
Cat.
on, man.
No.
Out of here.
Somewhere
Right.
nearby, Amber faces the music for her part in the debacle.
What were you thinking?
I'm just scared.
What were you scared of? There was no threat
I was
at the
scared
time,
of
but there was no threat at the time. Seth wasn't even there.
right.
So what are you being afraid of? Seth wasn't even there. There was nothing for Mike. You said Mike told me I love you both. He would never do anything to hurt you. What were you thinking about getting Seth up there?
I wasn't thinking at the time.
Did you just
He
hate
wasn't
Seth
thinking.
that bad?
I
Exactly.
didn't hate him. I was hurt.
Lay it
Did
to
your mom
that.
know about this?
The detective asks her brother the same question.
What do you think your mom's gonna say does your mom know this true story?
She knows what I told her.
What do you think mom's gonna say? Not one of her children, but both her children are involved in murder.
Last but not least, there's Justin.
I just don't want to get into more shit. I didn't even want to get into shit. I just wanted just to get my life together.
You should have kept your
I
ass
was planning
home.
to go into the
You know what you was
military
gonna
and
do.
everything, but it's fucking out of the picture now.
Oh yeah.
But my life pretty
Why
much is
didn't
out
you
of the
It
just,
is.
let me ask you this, you're telling me you wanted to get your life straight, this, that, the other.
I don't
That's all bullshit, because if you
just
wanted to
don't
get your life straight, you know what you would have done?
Stay home.
You would have not participated
Not
in this, and
participated
you would
at
have
all.
called the cops and said, this is what's about to happen
Yeah.
to this kid. You gave no regard to another person's life.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
Why didn't you call 911?
I don't know that one.
You don't call 911,
I don't like this one to go in.
but you let a person die. Because that's the honorable thing to do?
Oh, well,
Throw 'em
what did
under
get the
man.
kids? What did get? I don't call 911.
It's done.
With interrogations complete, detectives begin sending the suspects one at a time to where Kyle and his mom are waiting. He's sitting in the chair, currently just off screen.
She said, "You tell me the truth and all I can, and straight the truth, and I will try helping you." That's why I need to talk to the detective again. I'm gonna just come out with it. I'm gonna get everything done and over with, and I just want it all done. So I told him.
If someone cannot afford an attorney, they have a constitutional right to have an attorney appointed. This is explained to every person in custody as a part of their Miranda rights. But Kyle doesn't seem to fully comprehend this right.
I wish I would have never met this kid, man.
I wish you didn't meet Mike.
Right.
Right.
Blaming on self.
Oh my God.
I haven't ever seen him. I haven't even seen him.
Have mom come up.
Find that Mike doing the killing spree.
I had to. They knew we were lying.
Immediately, Amber confronts Kyle.
For a second. Is that your mom's purse?
Yeah.
Is she leaving?
No. Actually.
Watch it on camera.
So,
Listen.
you've interviewed Amber, Charlie, and now. You can't now. I know you're lying to me.
They immediately begin talking about the interrogation. It's likely that they're unaware that they're being recorded.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry, guys.
You're not gonna wait for me.
Charlie taps her arm where her husband's name is tattooed. With the prospect of facing incarceration before them, the conversation turns to their feelings about the idea.
I'm terrified.
I am too.
Because I'm actually going to an actual jail.
Yeah, you going to
And
prison?
then an actual
After that.
prison. It's no like juvenile.
Hell no.
Well, I'll probably be going.
You can't, you're 15.
Yep, they can trial me as an adult because I actually did.
In time, they begin to speculate about the
How'd you
one
know?
person who is still missing,
Mike.
Justin.
Oh, Justin.
Smokes already out because I heard them talking about cigarettes.
Justin just do a little bit.
So much rush now. And I even said if they don't do anything, if like they don't do anything about us, with us, then we're gonna have to watch our back.